Hi kiddos, this is Miss Stark with another video. This time we're going to be looking at volume INB. Now, volume's actually pretty easy, especially if you use a calculator. What volume is finding how much you can fill a 3D figure. It's similar to area, except we multiply another dimension, which is height, or sometimes known as depth. So in this example right here, we have 3 sides that we're going to be multiplying. Now to add an extra challenge, they added fractions. Now if you recall, in order to multiply fractions or divide, you need to make them into improper fractions. By doing so, you'll multiply them and then revert them back into a proper fraction. It's a lot of steps, but we can do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this add-on I had called math type. And I'm going to insert/edit a math equation. Because we're dealing with fractions, it's easier for me to do this way. So I'm going to type, because I'm trying to find my length, which is this one right here, 3 1/3. I'm going to put 3, going to make a fraction, 1/3 equals, and then here I'm going to find out what my new numerator is. To do that, I do 3 times 3 plus 1. Nope, not 0. Equals 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So my new numerator is 10, and my denominator stays the same as 3. So I'm going to insert that. Let's see where it pops up. Here it is. Okay, so that's not where I want it to be, so I'm going to make it a little tinier. Awesome, it changes that as well. I do have a box here that I could have used, but I'm going to just move this down here, squeeze it a little more, and there we go. Now my width. Luckily, my width and my height are the same, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this box, and I'm going to copy and paste and just insert it right here. There we go. I got 2 done for the price of 1. Okay, so next up is the height. The height is 9 1/2. The reason why I say that right now is because once this thing pops up, I can't move it. Okay, it was hard for me to move it the last time. So there we go, 9 1/2. So I'm gonna do the same thing. 9, gonna click this button right here, 1/2. That equals 2 times 9, which is my whole number, plus 1, which equals another fraction bar. 2 times 9 is 10, not 10, is 18, plus 1 is 19. That is my new numerator, and my denominator is 2. The denominator did not change. Let's insert that. It's probably going to appear at the bottom again. Yep, there it is. Bring it up here. Fix it. There we go. Let's delete this. Awesome. It's down here. And there we go. So I'm going to delete this ahead of time because I've noticed now that if I do it, I'm going to have to do it anyways because this thing does not like me. Okay, add on, math type, edit new question. Okay, so here what we're doing is now we're going to multiply these 3 fractions to find my area. So we have 10 thirds times 10 thirds times 19. And to make it a fraction automatically, I'm not sure if you noticed that, but in the last one, all I did was do the little slash by the question mark, and that made it a fraction automatically. So that's how I did that. So here I'm going to first multiply our 10 thirds by 10 thirds. Just do 2 problems at a time. You don't have to stick with those 2, but those are the 2 I chose. So 10 times 10 is 100. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay. Then we have times 19 halves. Okay, now I'm going to do 100 times 19, which is 1900, and then 9 times 2, which is 18. Now I'm going to bring that down here because now we need to figure out how many times 18 can go into 1900. And there's no calculator here, right? Okay, that's not a calculator. So I'm going to pull up my computer's calculator and be like, okay, what's 1800, not 1800. That'd be easy if it was 1800. 1900 divided by 18. That is 105.5556. So I just need what's in front of the decimal, which is 105. So 105. Then my next step is to see 18 times 105. What does that equal? And subtract it from 1900 to get my new numerator. So 105 times 18. That is 1890, which I can do minus 1900, which just gives me 10. So 10 divided by, oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Let's see, undo. There we go. So this time I have to insert a fraction. Otherwise, it's going to make the whole thing a fraction over 18. And I'll stop it there. I could reduce it more. In fact, I will reduce it more just to show you. 105 does not change. That is not what we're reducing. We're reducing the 10 and the 18. Since they're both even, that means 2 can go into both of them. 2 can go into 10 5 times, and 2 can go into 18 9 times. Now, one thing I almost forgot was the label. Because we're dealing with volume, volume, area, perimeter, all those things have labels. In this case, it's yards. So we want to put yards. And then since we multiplied 3 numbers together, we want to do shift 6. That will get a little exponent and 3. Since we multiplied 3 numbers together, we want to put a 3 there. And insert. It's going to appear here at the bottom again, so I'll have to resize and put it into that box. So this was a lot, so it's going to take a little while for it to process. Okay, here. Oh, it appeared up at the top. Uh-oh. I see what happened. I'll fix that. That's an easy fix. I can fix that. So let's see. There we go. So I accidentally deleted my height. So I'm going to go back and do that really quickly. Give me a second. So again, you go to add-ons, math type. If you don't have it, you can go to get add-on and look up math type. And here we go. That's probably why it took a while, because it was changing my last one to the new one. So 9 1/2. Whoops. 1/2. Which equals 9. Nope, not 9. 2 times 9 plus 1 equals 18 divided over 2. Nope. 19 over 2. And and insert. Okay, got that fixed. Easy, simple fix. And like I said, if math type is not on your add-ons, you can go to add-ons and get them. Hopefully the district has allowed you to do that because that will greatly help you in doing these math problems from now on. Now I'm going to do two more examples. The two I'm going to do are the ones with fractions because I feel like those ones would be the hardest. So here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do multiply the 3 together. We do have to convert this to an improper fraction and this one as well. So I'm going to do that really quickly. So I'm going to delete this because I know I'm not going to be using that. Insert math equation. So we have 6 and 2/5, which equals 5 is my denominator times, oops, I have to use the times here, otherwise it becomes cursive. 6 plus 2, let's see, 5 times 6 is 30, 32 over 5. Okay, that's that done. I'm going to do it all in one instead of putting in multiple ones because that seems like a lot of work on my part and I don't want to put a lot of work. 5th, I did it again. I'm making more work for myself already. This equals 5 times 10 plus 1. 5 times 10 is 50. 51 over 5. Okay, and then we're going to be multiplying. So we have 32 over 5 times 51 over 5 times, now this one is 2. Just straight out 2. So if you remember, when you have a whole number multiplied with fractions, you put the whole number over 1. Now we have 32 times 51 times 2. Those are some big numbers. So I'm going to pull up my calculator. 32 times 51. That equals 1,632. And 5 times 5 is 25. And I'm going to multiply that by 2. Well, let's pull up my calculator again. Times 2. 3264. 3264. And 25 times 1 is 25. So now I'm going to take this equation and divide it by 25. Equals, oh, how many times is that? I know it's not going to go in evenly because it doesn't end in 25, 50, 75, or 1,000, or zeros. That divided by 25. 130. 130. Now, my next step is to figure out what, I'll put it in here. 3265 minus 25 times 130. Well, that equals 3264 minus, oh, yeah, I can have a pretty good idea. 3250. 3250. I had a feeling it was going to be around there. So that will mean it is 14, right? Yeah. Okay. So my answer is 130, 14, 25. And again, I need my label. Millimeter shift 6 gets me that small box, and I need a 3 because I multiplied 3 numbers. Let's insert all that. That's a lot of work to insert, so it might take a little time for it to do it. Now, I do have to say that this math type has made making fractions a lot easier than it was in previous assignments. If you remember dividing by fractions, that INB, it was really hard to do fractions because we had to use a table and then merge and unmerge, and it just got really complicated. So I'm glad I was able to find this because it makes it so much easier. Um, and also another thing is it automatically resizes the work, so you guys don't have to keep making numbers smaller or bigger. And as you saw earlier, you can edit a work if you ended up doing something wrong. Like I grade this, I'm like, oh, this should have been 50 instead of 51. You can easily just double click it. I think not double click it. You need to have it highlighted like it is here, and then just click on edit slash insert, and it will bring it up again, and you can easily just fix it right there. So that's really nice. Okay, so one more. This one only has one fraction, which is really nice. So I'm going to do this again. And you can use your math type even if it doesn't have a fraction, because like I was saying, it seems to make it a lot easier for me. I'm not sure if it would for you guys, but it does make it easier for me to do math on a Google slide, because fractions are hard with paper and pencil, and technology makes it even harder. So I feel like this actually makes it a little easier for us. Because it gives us all our tools right here. So I wrote the fraction a and 1/3, which is our depth. I'm making it into a mixed number by multiplying my denominator by my whole number and adding my numerator. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. 3, my denominator doesn't change. I'm gonna put 25 over 3. Okay, times, remember, all whole numbers would be over 1. That's something that I have to get used to. You have to like press the right arrow to go over. If you press times as you saw earlier, it just adds it to the denominator. So you kind of have to make sure that you're out of the fraction to do that. So I'm just going to get rid of that 1 over 1 because 25 times 1 is 25. 3 times 1 is 3. Click the right arrow. And I click this multiplication sign because if you didn't see it earlier, when I use the X, it just made a really fancy X, which is not what we want. 6 times 25, so let's see, 4 quarters make $1, 6, 2 more make $1.50. That's how I think of 25s, as just money. Okay, here we go. We have 150 over 3. So I'm going to do another line, 150, and then divide. I'm going to actually use divide sign, otherwise it's going to be the fraction again. And I kind of want to make sure I visualize that this is actually 150 divided by 3. So this is actually one I can do without a calculator. The reason why is because 3 can go into 15, fine. 3 goes into 15 5 times, which leaves us with 0. And 3 can go into 0 0 times. So my answer is 50 actually, a nice even number. So this is going to be 50 centimeters, and then shift 6 to the 3rd power. Going to insert there. Yes, you can use a calculator to make sure. That's just one I happen to know off the top, not off the top of my head, but doing it mentally. And since I'm not requiring you guys to do, like to show the multiplications, I'm fine with you guys doing calculators. It's okay. So from here on out, you guys are in charge of these two. You guys can type it like as if I did, but without the math type, or you can use the math type. The thing I want you guys to do, though, this is very important, is do what I did. Multiply 2 numbers together first. It doesn't matter which 2. It really doesn't. And then multiply and have that come out equaled. So in this example is a better example. I did 32 fifths times 51 fifths and did that before multiplying by 1/2. I didn't do it all in one go. So do two of them together and then multiply the answer with the third one. You can use calculators. Please make sure you also label your answers. As you see, all of mine are labeled. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this video has helped, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.